So the other side of it is that beautiful piece of it, beautiful experience. Now, again, I've been doing this a long time. I'm old and I'm set in my ways. To call an application beautiful, that becomes a little hard for me, okay, or did. I started dealing with this, started working with the application. You can see just the different parts of it being customizable, self-service, persona-based user experiences. And just by the way, persona-based, I want to address that real quick. Persona-based means that when you go in and you do your job, so as a service desk analyst, as an example, you have certain functions you're going to do. Same with a service desk manager, same with a problem manager, same with an incident manager, and the list goes on. Change configuration manager. You have the ability to go in and do certain functions in that job. With Remedy, what you've gone in and done in the past is gone in and flipped the switches to say, yes, they have rights to this, yes, they have rights to this, yes, they have rights to this, no, they don't have rights to that. What we've done is we have said, instead of going that route anymore, we're going to go in and say, this person is now a service desk analyst, and they get the rights to do all those things that are associated to that, which means as a service desk analyst, I can go in and do incident management. I can create it. I can modify it. I can go in and assign tasks. I can work tasks. I can go in and look at the CMDB or configuration items. I can associate that with an incident. I can do knowledge management and knowledge articles or create knowledge. I can also create a work order. I can generate a work order. I can go in and create a request for change. And that list goes on. Okay, and so we've turned all those things on, and then you have the ability after that to say, you know what, that's great, but we don't do this. We're not going to allow that, so we can uncheck them. And what that has done is reduce the amount of administration that goes on when you're onboarding a new employee or onboarding a new group or a department or an agency or a new area within your specific company. And so we've made that a whole lot easier going that route. The new user experience, and we're now up to 1.6, by the way. I apologize. I meant to change that, and I didn't. But the new Remedy user experience with Smart IT allows you to go in and do things easier. Okay? I know that right now, when we look at older applications and older parts of Remedy, we start dealing with the fact that it takes longer to fill out a ticket than it does to do the action. And so what we're not getting is we're not getting the data. We're not getting that KPI information. We're not finding out how many password resets we had. We guesstimate typically at how many password resets we had last month, last quarter, last year. And so by doing it this way, we've been able to go in and start gathering information, making it so much easier for the analyst. And, again, keeping in mind that this also works for field analysts or field agents, if you will. So if I've got it on my iPad, I go out, I sit next to the person, I work on it, I pass a file, I go in and fill in the data, fill in the information. It takes, approximately 20 seconds. That's for a long one. And then I'm going off to the next thing. So that's the biggest part of it is being able to have that information and being able to use it much quicker. Now, Dick mentioned this, knowledge management or old RKM, if you will, and the tightness that is set around that. And so when we go in and create something, when we go in and create an incident in a moment, what you're going to see is you're going to see the knowledge articles pop up in front of me to help me analyze this. Now, you did hear that right. It's going to pop up. It's going to be right there at my same screen, my same, guide. I'm not having to go in, click to search and click to type information and click to go and then click to bring it back, and all. It's all going to be right there. Okay, so we're going to make it a whole lot easier to do so, and keeping in mind that knowledge articles, as an example, are not just limited to service desk analysts, service desk agents, and the list goes on. It's also expanded out for the end user community. Okay, so when we get into My IT, we'll be talking about the end user community and being able to do self-service, true self-service, L0, if you will, being able to find things myself. I don't know about y'all. I'm not a big fan of going in and calling a service desk unless I absolutely have no other options. I go in, it may be 10 o'clock at night, it may be 12 o'clock at night, it could be at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm going in and searching myself for a problem that may have arisen, okay? And that's what this is enabling us to do. Anytime, anywhere, and the ability to search what I need. Additionally, with this new release, we've actually got change management, or change requests, I should say. It's not change management. That's actually something coming in the next release. but it allows us to go in and do a request for change. You can see on the screen a create a change request, and it guides us through that overall step-by-step process, asking us to fill in the proper information, making sure that all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, making sure that the risks are analyzed, making sure the documents are associated. And guess what? Documents, drag and drop. I don't have to go in and search for them if I don't want to. I still have that ability if I want to do that, but I can drag it and drop it straight over if I want to. Biggest part of this is being able to do the approvals from anywhere. And I'll show you an example of that when we get into My IT, because that is another portion of being able to approve things, but doing it from anywhere, from the mobile device. In this case, you can see in the upper left-hand corner of the screenshot, it is an iPad, right? So, again, mobile device, we're going to be using the browser to do it, and then certainly via mobile phone as well. Keeping in mind, when we talk about mobile devices, let me give you the caveat, if you will. The applications are created, and we're talking about native applications are created for iOS and Android, okay? Additionally, you got a Windows phone, your group's Windows. We're doing HTML5, so it allows you to do that same functionality. BlackBerry, sorry, folks, not there yet. We're looking and doing some polling to make sure about the BlackBerry functions. So if that is something that your group is doing, if y'all are using BlackBerries as a primary mobile technology or mobile platform in your organization, please let the folks at RightStar know. That way we have something to stand on to whether we're going to release it, not release it, should we move forward, should we not move forward. That does make it very, very helpful for us, okay? So let's actually look at the demonstration of Smart IT. And in doing so, there's a couple of different factors. You know, I can go to the dashboard and you'll see some of the same different bits of information in the console. But what I want to do is I actually want to make this easier, right? I want to make me log into the screen because it timed out on me. This is a demo, folks, so, you know, it does happen. But when I go into this, what I want to do is I want to make things easier. So what I have done is I've typed in @Joe. Now, for those of you that are social media folks, you'll understand the @ right? I'm tagging somebody. I'm going in and making sure that they're in there. And what this does do is it gives me Joe's information. I can see Joe, where he's located. By the way, if you're using this on a mobile device or have it integrated with a SIP soft phone, you've got that phone number. I can call straight from the device. Okay? Very easy to use, very good to use. I also see my asset information, okay, specifically to Joe, as well as any open tickets and resolved tickets that we have. And I can go in and go back to those and see them and have them. I also see the feedback rating, the service rating, and the escalations per month, right? So maybe he needs to go in and upgrade his software when I can spell. As I do this, what you start realizing is there's information that's populating on the right-hand side. Notice there's no outages. Okay, there's no templates. Hey, here's the only recommended knowledge article that we have, and it could be trouble with the printer. Maybe it's going in and looking at other tickets, and maybe it's, you know, there's other data that we're trying to gather or trying to get that is useful for us. Okay, so maybe that's a good example or not a good example, but it gives you that type of data based on what we're looking for. So in this case, we could say needs Wi-Fi connection. And as I do that, again, it's populating the data to the right-hand side. In this case, it's actually giving us templates. Can I connect to network? Can I connect to the wireless? Can I connect to the VPN? It's utilizing those templates as well as, again, those knowledge articles. Now, keeping in mind that knowledge article, I want to go in and look some more information about it, right? I want to find out what the problem is. I want to find out if this is going to be beneficial to me. And I can view the full article if I need to. But what I want to do is just kind of give it a glance. Is it outlook at the patch level? You know what? This might be helpful to me. I can save that to the ticket. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm saving it and resolving it. You saw that was a different one. I can also, based on my rights, I can edit it, flag it, or comment on it as well. And I can see any previous versions of it. Now, based off of who I am, I also may have the right to say, you know what, this is, we need to take this and we need to go in through the retiring process. Why would I do that? Is because if that article is out of date, we look at this is Outlook 2003, are we still using that? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, if we are using it, then maybe that's something that's beneficial. Maybe we need to go in and keep it, or if we're not, if we're already updated, then I can go in and retire that. In doing so, what I have done is I've typed in @Joe, I've typed needs Wi-Fi connection, and I create a ticket, create an incident. And what you'll notice is the big pop-up at the top that says, hey, guess what? The ticket is not saved. Now, why would I not save the ticket? Because I want to make sure all the fields are filled in. I want to make sure I've got all the information, and then I can confirm it. Now, I already have an incident number. That's fine. I do see down here at the bottom left-hand side, all the required fields are complete, so I know that it's done. I see the affected service, if there is one. I see there's an asset, if there is one. Again, I could have just gone in and touched it, done just like I did with the knowledge article and pinned it, if you will. I can see any tasks associated to it, related items. And I can also go see any activity that may be associated to it. Now, we don't have any activity on there yet because why? We do see that it is still in the new state, and we see our priority is low, okay? Keeping in mind that, again, your same functionality comes into play when you start dealing with ITIL, right? Incident, urgency, and impact drives your priority. And so we do have it listed as green in this case, and I'll show you another place that we can look at that in just a moment. But we confirm it, we save it, and once we've done that, then we start looking at that activity information. I also see the SLA that's associated to it. I see that it's assigned out. I see that those three things have happened. It's a new incident. It's assigned to Ian. I can see any resources. Again, my knowledge article. I get to see all of that data, and then I can act on it if I need to by editing it, by forwarding it out. And what I mean by forwarding is I can email the incident or chat about this incident. Well, wait a minute, chat. Sure. If you look up here, the Alan Albrook login, you see a nice green button. Okay, that green indicates that I'm online, right? And then I also have my chat boxes here. So if I ever go in and chat, then I have the ability to say, hey, Alan's joined the conversation. I can have the conversation with Joe. I can have the conversation with somebody else that's on the service desk. I can add them. I can go in and add any individual that I need to. And then the benefit of that is now, once that has been done, let's say that everything's gone and we're finished with it or whatever, I close it out, I don't have any issues, I can leave chat, that information is now related to the record. Okay? That becomes another one of those activity reports, and it gives me the data that I'm looking to have. Helps me to be actionable about it, helps me to go in and do the things I need to do. I can go to the reports if I need to, but certainly I can go to my dashboard, and more specifically, I can go to my console, which gives me those prioritizations that I need to. Now, this is one other thing I want to point out before we go to the next part, is in the console itself, we see what's in front of us, okay? We see the fact that there are 5 critical incidents. We see there are 3 new tickets. There are 90 open tickets. And I can use this as my assigned tickets overall. However, I start realizing there's a lot of data that's listed here. The work orders, the tasks, the incidents, the changes, the requests. Oh my gosh, it just becomes overwhelming. And so what I have the ability to do is to start looking at it or drilling down the way that I need to see this information. Now I see it just down to the incident level. And by going in and saying, what is my priority? I already know that I have my 5 critical tickets up here in the upper side. But I want to also see those that are critical and those that are high. The reason being is because, remember, prioritization allows us to go in and start functioning or dealing with those things that require a little bit more information, require those faster response times based off of priority. Okay, that goes back to ITIL good practices, making sure that we're able to handle those high incidents immediately or those critical incidents immediately. The faster response time. Okay, being able to do normal restoration of service as fast as possible. And so I do have the ability to see those. I do see the target dates. I do see the SLA status. I see what's going on. And so now I can go in and work those specific tickets if I need to or incidents if I need to. Now, I'm done, right? I get done. I don't need to see the critical ones. I have that critical up at the top, but I can actually just X those off. And I can go in and save this as a preset if it's something that I deal with quite often.